Over the past year, I've done several square-based army projects on the cheap. My favorites being my ghostly Empire of Man and my undead skeletal horde. But it's taken until today to realize that I didn't do probably the easiest one. Bretonnia. See, I want to build an army specifically designed to play in the old world, but on the cheap. And the two companies that I'm most likely going to be using for this are Wargames Atlantic and Victrix, but there are loads of medieval soldiers, knights, foot knight sculpts available out there in hard plastic, which allow us to build a medieval Knights of Bretonnia kind of army on the cheap. And so today I'm thinking maybe I start building a unit of 6 knights and maybe some peasant bowmen. Okay, so we've got 6 knights just about fully constructed. But see, like the classic meme, inside of me there are 2 wolves, except they're not wolves. One's just a silly little guy, and the other one is a grimdark edgelord. Now I bring this up because my candy-wielding gobbos and trolls are really satisfying that inner silly little guy. And so maybe these knights can satisfy that other wolf dude, the grimdark edgelord. And so that got me thinking, what if these guys were less Kingdom of Bretonnia and more Army of Darkness? Maybe with skulls on their helmets instead of the typical animal heads that are gold or whatever GW does. More rust, more skulls, but still clown dark. Okay, I know I said I wanted to build some of those peasant archers as well, but I don't know, once the skulls went on, I just really wanted to paint at least one. So here we are. So now I think for the underpainting, I'm gonna go with this blanched berry, which is a very rich and desaturated violet, which sounds weird. Maybe warm desaturated violet? I don't know, it's a color I like. So I'm gonna start with that, and then go with this deep azure over top of that. Kind of like a zenithal. A chromatic zenithal, whatever. We're gonna do these colors and see where we go from there. I've gone around and done some of what honestly are the boring kind of details, like the horse tail, some of the metal. So now it's on to the details that, quite honestly, I find are much more interesting on this particular model, which is the clothing, the bed sheets, the whatever these guys are wearing, which for this particular dude, I think I want to be yellow. But to transition from this deep azure and that berry color to the yellow, I think I'll go with this in-between step of sunburst ochre. Cool. All that's left now is the skull on top of the helmet. For that, I'm going to mix some ironclad gray, deep azure, and this ivory white. And eventually, with more and more of this ivory white, build up to the highlights that should be reading as bone colored. Hopefully. Successful start to this project. We've got built, primed, and undercoated unit of knights of the realm, I guess. And one quick and honestly kind of crappy paint job. Looks really interesting on the table, but kind of garbage up close, which could be the way to describe most things I paint. Oh well, I think it looks cool. It's been a minute since I did a cheap army build, so really looking forward to digging into this one more, and kind of alternating between this and my candy-wielding trolls and gobos, and definitely need to freehand something on that shield. And I've got a good idea of what that's going to be, but if you've got suggestions, let me know. And most importantly, thank you so much for watching. You are awesome. And I'll probably see you tomorrow.